So you can go to code.visualstudio.com to download Visual Studio Code. We'll utilize this in future lectures to associate generating our ASP.NET Core application. I'm not going to run through the installation, but I want to demonstrate that this is where you can download Visual Studio Code for Linux, Mac OS X, and Windows. So now that we know where to download Visual Studio Code, let's go over here to our search, and let's go to our terminal right here. And what we're going to do now is install Node.Js, the NPM modules. We're also going to install Yeoman, and then we're also going to install the ASP.NET Core generator. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to install Node.js and the NPM module. So let's write here sudo apt get install Node.js, and then it's going to ask for our password. And remember, sudo is for administrative rights to associate with the user profile. So right now we're downloading Node.js on our Linux device. So we're downloading all the dependencies associated with Node.js. Now let's come back in here and let's type npm. Sudo apt get install npm. We're going to press yes. So once we have that set up, now we want to run to update our package manager. So what I do is after I install all of this, I always run that sudo apt get update. So now that we have that updated, we want to install Yeoman now. So let's do npm install yo. And now we're going to install Yeoman so that we can implement the package manager to associate it with generating our ASP.NET Core application. And now one thing we want to always make sure that we do is put the sudo in front of it. So make sure that you reinstall it associated with the sudo command, because then that gives administrative rights. You can see right here that permissions have been denied for the local library associated with that. So make sure that you're running this under the administrator profile. So then let's go over here and let's do sudo npm install generator ASP.NET. And then we're going to install the ASP.NET Core generator associated with this. And in some cases, you may receive error messages associated with having an older version of Node.js or not synchronizing. Once we finish the process here, we'll detect and see if we have any issues with generating our application. And let's just see if we can generate this if we're running into a problem. So we'll type yo ASP.NET, no command found. So in this case, we may be having an issue with our installation. So let's run this sudo npm cache clean f. So we're clearing the cache right there. And then we want to put sudo npm install n. So now that we have that, then we want to put sudo stable. So we're getting a stable version associated with this Node.js. And then we want to type right here sudo latest for the latest version of Node. And then let's go back and let's run the installation again. And it's good that we go through this, is because sometimes you're going to run into these issues when you're doing the installer, and it may be that you have a deprecated version of Node.js. So it's good to go through this process to see where you may run into issues when you're implementing this. So now it doesn't seem we're running into any errors. So then let's go back here and let's go back to implementing our generator here. So when we cleared the cache of our npm modules and our Node.js versioning, and then we installed it back into a stable version and updating it to the latest, we did not run into errors when we were installing Yeoman. Right there, As you can see, we didn't run into errors this time, so we can type yo ASP.NET. And look what it says. We are constantly looking for ways to make Yo better, so you can say yes to give statistics back, and now we can generate our ASP.NET Core apps. We ran through the installation process. You can download Visual Studio Code, and you can implement the installation npm and Node.Js, also installing Yeoman once you install npm, and installing the ASP.NET Core generator. We also demonstrated how to clear the cache associated with Node, install the latest and stable version, and to update to the latest version of Node. In the next lectures, we'll demonstrate how to install this on Mac OS X.